Well, I got around to digging my potatoes today. So I haven't done many videos on the garden this year, but of course I've had a garden and I've made many meals out of it. But it came time to dig these potatoes and I was a little surprised. I got a really good crop of potatoes. Well, I shouldn't be too surprised. This is good soil here, so it's a good sandy loam and it's really good for potatoes. There's actually not far southwest of here, there's a large commercial operation that grows potatoes. So the soil is right for them. I don't normally grow this many. Normally my idea is to have potatoes to eat all summer and into the fall. Well, I got enough to last me quite a while here. But what I've been doing all summer now, I've been pulling potatoes. Once they got about this big, I started eating them. I just dig under a plant, pull a couple of potatoes off. And that's what I've been doing. But it doesn't seem to hurt them at all. In fact, the area that I was doing that in was where a lot of these really big ones came from. So maybe that helps. It's like pruning or something. Instead of making a whole bunch of little potatoes, it made, like, a lot of times I would be finding like 5 potatoes like this size in that area. In other areas then I would find, like a dozen of these. But I've got a mix of everything in here. So now I got to go and sort them into bags. There's some that got damaged in the digging, and those I'll have to use up right away. But otherwise, any that look good and solid, then I'll bag up to use later. And then after I dug it, I rototilled it, and I dug up more potatoes with the rototiller. So those I have to use up right away, because these are all cut. But I'll be making some lefts with them. But it was a good crop of potatoes. So I'll plant these same things again next year. But what I did, I tilled it up because now I'll be digging horse manure in here. But I won't put potatoes in here next year. I'll move the potatoes to a different spot. I always do that, keep alternating. That way I never have a problem with bugs. Ever since I started doing that. I just don't use the same ground for the same crop over and over. I just keep alternating. But that's a nice bunch. But like I say, now I got to sort. And what I'll do is any of them that are like this size or smaller, because there's some even smaller than that, I'll peel them and then just boil them slightly and then can them in jars, like in pint jars. But you got to use a pressure canner, and some people don't seem to have luck doing it, but it's always worked really well for me. So it might be, different potato, or I don't know, because they work very well. Because then you can just pull them out, slice them, and fry them. So I've had good luck with that. But I'll have potatoes last me a while. Like one like this, well, that's a meal. And there's quite a few of them biggies. But it's a good bunch of potatoes. I'm pleased with that. Now I just got to deal with those. I'll be eating potatoes tonight.